Okay, today we're dividing polynomials. All right, so we have 2x squared plus 16x divided by 2x. So I'm just going to rewrite it. I'm going to write it over 2x. And then what I can do on something like this, when you're dividing a polynomial by a monomial, this is a monomial because it has one term. Right? I can split this up. I can split this up with that, and I can split this up. Divide, and what I'm doing is I'm going to take 2x squared divided by 2x. I'm going to take 16x divided by 2x. So I've got 2x squared divided by 2x, and I've got 16x divided by 2x. So what can I take out of 2x squared from 2x? What's left? What would be left?
X.
Right? It would be an x, x1. Right? Out of 16 and 2, I can take 2 out. The x's I can get rid of, so I'm left with x plus 8. Right? And that's what you do if you divide a polynomial by a monomial. Here you've got b squared plus 12b minus 14 divided by 3b. So I'm just going to take each one, I'm going to divide it by 3b. So I've got b squared over 3b. Got 12b divided by 3b, and I've got negative 14 divided by 3b. Okay. Because I've already done that first step. I don't have to rewrite it over 3b, and then if you want to go ahead and skip to this, you can. Out of b squared and b, I can take out of b. There's nothing else I can do, so I have b over 3 here. 3b, and I've got 12b. I can take 3b out of 12b, and I'm left with 4. And out of this, I can't do anything. So here's my answer. b over 3 plus 4 minus 14 over 3b. Here we're going to divide polynomials by binomials. Right? And sometimes the polynomial, you can factor it. This I can factor. I know what this is going to factor into. Right? And if it looks like something I factor, I'm going to go ahead and try and factor it. So really h squared plus 9h plus 18, I'm just going to write it as h plus 6. What can I add? What adds to give me 9, multiplies to give me 18? 6 and 3. So I'm going to split h squared plus 9h plus 18 into h plus 3 and h plus 6. And I'm going to divide it by h plus 6. Which that cancels. I'm left with h plus 3. And there's my answer. Alright. So here, I'm going to split this up. What adds give me negative 2, multiplies give me 15.
3 and negative 5.
3 and 5. Okay. Which one's got to be negative?
5.
5. The bigger number's got to be negative. I'm going to divide that by b plus 3. They cancel out. I'm left with b minus 5, and there's my answer. Sometimes it doesn't factor. This doesn't factor. Y plus 4, or y squared plus 4y plus 12 doesn't factor. So what we do instead is long division. Okay? Here's how we do it. All right, we put y squared plus 4y plus 12 inside the house. And on the outside of the house, we write y plus 3. Just like we used to doing when we learned division a long time ago. Right? And what I'm going to do, right, is I look at the first term here. The thing I look for is the first term. And I need to figure out what do I need to do to make it y squared.
Square it?
No. What can I do to y to make it y squared? Times it by y. So y goes up on top. And then I take y times y plus 3. What is y times y plus 3?
Y squared plus 3.
Y squared plus 3y. Right? Because I distributed the y out to everything. So I've got y squared plus 3y. And then I subtract. Which remember, when I do this, each thing gets subtracted. So this is subtracted by this, and this gets subtracted by this. Okay, we go back to this symbol. So what's y squared minus y squared?
1.
0, they cancel each other out. What is 4y minus 3y?
Y.
1y, okay, or y. And then just like long division, what do we always do? We always drop down the next number, right? So we're going to drop down plus 12. Okay? Which there's nothing. What would I do to y to make it y? What would I times it by? Just 1. Right? Really, all we can do is 1. So here I put plus 1, because I'm timesing it by positive 1. That gives me y plus 3. And then I subtract. What is y minus y? Cancels out. It's 0. What is 12 minus 3? 9. So here's what my answer is. It's y plus 1 plus 9 over y plus 3. That's our remainder. Okay? It's just like when we did numbers like, let's say 29 divided by 3. Right? 3 goes into 29 9 times with 2 left over. Right? This is the exact same thing. Right? 9, there's nothing else I can do that 9, so I just write it over what's being done in the divising. I think they call it the divisor or the dividend. So here's the answer. Any questions? Write this down. Alright, just glancing at it, don't think I can factor, so I'm going to do this by long division. 3x squared plus 9x minus 15 being divided by x plus 5. What do I need to times x by to get it to be 3x squared? It has to be the exact thing right here. So what do I need times x by to make it 3x squared? 3x. Okay, and that goes over the second term, not the first. So what is 3x times x plus 5?
3x squared plus 5.
3x squared plus 15x. Right? You don't just take 3x times x. You take 3x times x plus 5. You distribute it. Okay, and then you subtract. That cancels. What's 9 minus 15x?
Negative 6x.
Negative 6x. And then I drop down to minus 15. What do I need times x by to make it negative 6x? Negative 6. Right? So I take negative 6 times x, I get negative 6x. I take negative 6 times 5, and I get negative 30. And then I subtract. What is negative 6x minus negative 6x?
0.
Right? 0. Right? They cancel itself out. Right? Because the negative and the negative make positive. What is negative 15 plus 30?
Negative 40. Oh,
Negative 15 plus 30.
positive 15.
Just 15. Right? And that's your answer. 3x minus 16 with 15 over x plus 5. That's your remainder. So that's added on. And there's your answer. N squared plus 6n plus 2 being divided by n minus 2. So what I do is I look at the first term. What do I got to do to n to make it n squared? Times it by n. So n squared minus 2n. And I'm going to subtract those. N squared minus n squared cancels out. What is 6 minus negative 2n? 8n. What do I need to do to n to make it 8n? Times it by 8. 8n minus 16. Subtract. That's canceled. 2 minus negative 16 is 18. So there's my answer. N plus 8 with 18 as your remainder. There you go. All right, here, I want to point something out before we start working it. I'm going to let you guys work it out on your own. But one thing I want to point out is you're missing a term. What term are we missing here?
C squared.
Right? Everything we've done so far, this has been c squared, and then you had c, and then you had a constant without a c. Here, we're missing c squared. You can't work this out without a missing term, without a term. Right? You need to have that term in there. So when I write this, I'm going to add that term in. What could I make that term to where it doesn't change my numbers, but I still have c squared in there? How about I add 0 c squared to that polynomial? Right? There, now I don't have a missing term, but I didn't change anything because 0 c squared is 0, which 0 doesn't change it. So now I just divide that by c minus 1. All right, so what do I need to times c by to get c cubed? C squared. And you see how that goes right above the c squared? That's why you have to have that missing term inserted. Hey, if you didn't have that c squared, it'd be over c, which that doesn't work. It's got to be over the term. So c times c squared gives you c cubed minus 1c squared. Then I'm going to subtract. So those cancel. 0c squared minus negative 1c squared. What is it?
1c squared.
C squared.
Plus c squared or 1c squared, right? Then I drop down the next term. What do I need to times c by to get c squared?
C.
Okay. So c squared minus 1c. I subtract. That cancels. What's 5 minus negative 1?
6c.
So then I drop the 6. What do I times c by to make it 6c?
6.
6c minus 6. And I subtract. 6c minus 6c cancels out. What is negative 6 minus 6c?
Nothing.
They cancel itself out too. So there's my answer. Alright, so here's your assignment for today.
Why are